A lot of games are getting ported to the Nintendo Switch, aren't they? From Pokken Tournament Deluxe, which I guess is more of a port of the arcade version, to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, to Doom. Yes, Doom has come to the Switch. Today, we aren't talking about games that are coming to the Switch. No, we're talking about games that I want to come to the Switch. Keep in mind, this is all my opinion, and spoiler alert, only 2 of them are Wii U games. So come on today on Stuff We Play as we go over the top 5 games that I think should be ported to the Nintendo Switch. Also, see, I pronounce it Nintendo, not Nintendo. I'm making progress still. Mighty Gunvolt Burst is a really great game, but it's not a console port. So welcome to Stuff We Play, your source for everything weird and retro. Yeah, I'm dropping the adventurous tagline. But regardless, if all things weird and retro sounds cool to you, why not subscribe? And on today's video, we're talking about Switch game ports. Switching that off. Now, these games can range from pretty much anything. Just heads up, none of them are going to be before the PS2, Xbox, GameCube era on this list. So come on, let's go and get into number 1. And what is number 1? Super Mario 3D World. Now, many of you are saying, James, Super Mario Odyssey is coming out for the Nintendo Switch. And yes, Super Mario Odyssey looks amazing. Trust me, I pre-ordered it. They're making a Switch bundle, which actually that was one of my biggest gripes of the console, that there's no bundle with a game. But Mario 3D World was a defining game for the Wii U, and it's a great game. It really is. And even if Nintendo just brought it back as like a budget offering, that'd be great. I loved it. It was a 3D Mario game with kind of that new Super Mario Brothers style of 4-player co-op. It was very chaotic, but very fun. I can really think of no reason why they wouldn't want to do this. I mean, regardless, number 5 on our list is Super Mario 3D World. And that's one of 2 Wii U games. But the next game is not a Wii U game. It's a PS4 and potentially Xbox One. I know it's on the PS3 and PS4, and this is one a lot of you aren't going to expect, and that is Persona 5. Yes, number 4 on our list for games I want ported to the Nintendo Switch is Persona 5. Many of you are probably thinking, or many of you have played the Persona games thinking, but there's never been a true Persona game on a Nintendo console, and that's true. However, there have been games in the Shin Megami Tensei series before. I believe some of the original games came out on the Famicom and Super Famicom in Japan. But I know for a fact that the Devil Survivor games were out on the DS and 3DS, as was Persona Q, which was a game that I still need to play. But that's besides the point. Persona 5 is an amazing game. It's a wonderful experience. Potentially my favorite in the series. I don't know, I didn't like Persona 3 and I'm only now playing for P4G, so. From the soundtrack to the gameplay, just to the style, like, you know, the one thing that really sticks out in Persona is style, and it's such a fun, amazing JRPG experience, and I feel like anyone who's a fan of the genre will love it. At the same time though, I feel like an RPG is something that you can very easily adapt for a portable console. I mean, that doesn't matter what it is. You just need the ability to save anywhere. Now, I know this is a selection for this list that a lot of people didn't see coming, but I think if Atlas woke up, got up, and got out there and ported this game to the Switch, it'd be a lot of fun. It'd certainly be a game I'd play on the bus on the way to work at least. So, moving from RPGs to fighters, let's go to number 3. And number 3 is a game that's on Steam and I think Xbox One, and it's a game that I think would just feel at home on a Nintendo system. And I know I'm a proponent of physical media and all that, but I feel like a digital version of this game would especially do well because it's only been released digitally. And that is the Smash Bros. Inspired fighter, Rivals of Aether. This is a game that I've been playing a lot with my buddy Rose, and she and I have been having a lot of fun with this game. It feels like Smash, but it has kind of this 8-bit pixely art style. It's made by the people who made Super Smash Land, if I remember correctly, which was kind of a Super Smash Brothers if it was on a Game Boy. You have all these different characters, and they really play with the terrain as well. The way these characters are. Rivals of Aether is such a fun fighter. It's a great party fighter, but it's also a great fighter that you get into competitively. But something I also really like about it is just off the bat, whenever you select a character, you can press a button and then go and customize what buttons, do what. So, if you don't like how your average Smash Brothers game controls, or if you just want to switch things up, you really have that level of customability to it. And not only that, but it's constantly being updated. Like, I think they just announced some new characters for it and whatnot. There we go. Number 3 on our list, Rivals of Aether, which is as far as I know, only out on Steam, and I think Xbox One. I feel like because of the obvious Smash Bros. Influence, because we're talking about a 4-player fighter, you know, we have percentage points in stock and all that, put it on the Switch. Number 2 on the list is 2 games, and it's something that might come with a virtual console thing if Nintendo actually ever puts one out. We're talking about some GameCube Pokemon games. And all you Poke fans out there are probably knowing, yeah. Pokemon Colosseum and Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness. These are games that were not really full-fledged, but they were legitimate Pokemon RPGs in 3D on a home console. Yes, full 3D Pokemon adventures years before X and Y, and a hell of a lot better than X and Y were in my opinion. No wild battles, I mean they kind of were in XD, but instead you literally steal your opponent's Pokemon, as long as they're Shadow Pokemon, which were these Pokemon that have just had the doors to their hearts closed and become evil, and it's just a really cool mechanic. It was one of the first times I really felt like Pokemon was doing something really different. And I know a lot of people don't like these games, but I would love to see them, and a lot of other GameCube games on a virtual console type thing, or even better, if Nintendo really wanted to make me happy, just give them HD remasters, or at least Colosseum. I think Colosseum was definitely the better game of the two. Fun fact, first Pokemon game I ever played was Silver, but the first legitimate Pokemon game I got, probably the year it was released if I remember correctly, was Colosseum. That's a bit different than your average Pokemon experience, and it's something that I hope a lot of its sequel gets ported to the Nintendo Switch, at the very least in some sort of GameCube virtual console. So what's number 1? Well, I mentioned earlier that there's going to be 2 Wii U games on this list. And I think number 1 is kind of the big one. It's a big game that everyone wants on the Switch, because it got a 3DS port that was honestly kind of neutered. And it is Super Mario Maker. It's literally create your own Mario game, the Mario game. It's amazing. The reason I say the 3DS version was cut down was because in the Wii U version, you could actually share your levels online. The thing with the 3DS version was when it first came out, you could only share levels via Street Pass. Who the hell uses that? But regardless, Super Mario Maker is amazing. It lets you make and play levels in styles ranging from Mario 1, Mario 3, Mario World, even new Super Mario Brothers, and it's a lot of fun. I can't stress how fun this game was. When it first came out on the Wii U, I probably lost a good month of my life right there just playing through Mario Maker, and then having friends over and showing them the ropes of Mario Maker, and then us all creating levels, and most of them were terrible, but you know what? It was fun. So yeah, number 1 game I want ported to the Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Maker. I'll be surprised if they don't release some version of it. But I'm rambling on at this point, so why don't you let me know what you want to see on the Nintendo Switch, whether it be a port or just some other game, you know, maybe have Nintendo finally revisit F-Zero after all these years. So while you're at it leaving me those awesome game suggestions down in the comments below, why don't you subscribe to Stuff We Play for more great content like this. Thank you very much for watching. Stay classy, and I will see you next time.